This evening, we have to figure a way this to people. And what is happening right now, if you had to explain to somebody, let's say theoretically from another time, another era, another epoch, how would you explain what is happening here in this world? Right now, the first question, right when I begin this exercise, I have to stop and say, no, wait, wait, wait. But the first question is, where do we get the information to explain to people that which is going on? From where do you get the information that you're going to use as a basis, as the substantive introductory levels for the tutorials that you're about to explain? Where is it? Where does it come from? You're going to give a class. You're going to say, all right, good morning, class. Good morning, America. Good morning. Let me show you what's going on right now. And this is what you have to understand. Question number one, how do you know what you know? It's kind of an ontology, epistemology, I should say, question. How do you know what you know? Where do you get this information from? Where? Where do you get this from? How do you tell people this is what's happening today? Good luck with that one. Start off with that. How do you tell people this is where we start today? What happened today? How do you explain? For example, Israel, Palestine. How do you explain it and get it correctly? Not biased, but what if the biased is the truth? I haven't even told you yet where we even start from. And the subject matter is Americans have no earthly idea the level of domestic and world horrors they will see. So, how do we tell them this? What is it that we tell them? How do we know it? Do you see what is happening with Trump now? The left is going nuts. Liz Cheney wants to third party it. Come on. Who is going to remember? Whenever somebody says third party, the question is where do they take the votes from? Who is going to give to Liz Cheney the votes? Who? Where is this coming from? Think about this. Where are the votes coming from? Liz Cheney is a Democrat. She hates Trump. She's a Democrat. She has the effect of being a Democrat. Bobby Kennedy has the effect of being a Republican. Do you see how this works? And Cornel West, before we learn about his own particular domestic situation, was a tad more viable. Oh, we're going to have so much fun tonight. Oh, we're going to have so much fun. I have so many questions for you, and I want you to listen very carefully. Because, my friends, this is what we're going to be talking about. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, listen very, very carefully to what we're talking about, because this is so, so important and to me fascinating. I can't get enough of this. And as we were saying before, have you seen what's happening regarding the world of gold and crypto and how currencies and alternative hedging and funding and everything is going crazy in, I guess, recognition of what appears to be, dare I say, disaster? Listen carefully to our sponsor. Well, chances are you've seen it before. The chaos in the markets, oil and stocks. Just when you thought it was safe and interest rates were rising, new threats come out of nowhere. Tensions are boiling from Asia to Europe. Adaptation is the key here to safeguarding your wealth. You may not have considered gold before. It's not speculation, but insurance. And right now, you need some insurance. Noble Gold Investments have been protecting investors from disaster for years with precious metals. So if you're worried, it might be time to take a fresh look at gold and silver. Gold is a proven safe haven shield for your portfolio and a volatility balance against uncertainty. If it helps, Noble Gold Investments is offering a free 3-ounce silver American Virtue coin with its new IRAs this month. If you open your Noble Gold Investments IRA or 401k rollover, you can claim your coin today. Remember, crisis brews, portfolios waver, and gold insulates. Secure yourself against the threats. So go to LionelNationGold.com That's LionelNationGold.com or call 877-646-5347 and tell them Lionel sent you. The only gold company I trust. And remember, there's always a risk of investment and there's no guarantee of any kind. All right, my friends, where do we begin? Let's start off with this. Because this is kind of what I think you're looking for during the day. You're being inundated with information. You're being inundated. You're being just deluged with this. Where do you go? Imagine this. And by answering this question, we're I guess participating in a particular tutorial, which I think is so interesting. Imagine we are, for the sake of argument, arguendo, we are speaking to the rest of the world. What does it look like? What does it sound like? What is it? How does it work? Question number one. Look at what is happening. Look at what is happening and how desperate these folks are. And listen, do you hear the tenor? Do you hear the danger? Do you hear how some people, as we mentioned this morning, that Kagan and others, and I admit with Matt Gates in this particular case, it seems as though, oddly enough, they're almost green lighting the possibility of assassination. Green lighting assassination. Listen to the words. Listen what they're saying. Listen to this. Seriously, listen to how they're phrasing the level of concern and how Liz Cheney said, if he gets in, he may not leave. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? What is she saying? What is she signaling? Look at what Kagan's writing. Listen to the words. They're saying, we can't let this guy get near this again. Look what he did on January 6th. Look what his colleagues and cohorts and members of his cadre did. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? Where is the excitement? Where is the anger? Where is the fear? Where is the absolute dread? Where is it? How does this work? I'm hearing something right now which is so frightening. Remember, President Trump doesn't have a full-fledged, full throttled Secret Service contingent like he should. He needs a Praetorian Guard. He needs ninjas. This is scary. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear the violence that is acceptable? What people are saying, look, I don't care what you hear about or care about, Israel or, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But people are saying that this is genocide, and they're actually almost advocating it in reverse. Let me say this again. Are you listening to what is being spoken of on a regular basis by young people in particular, by what we call the left? Do you know where we're going? And by virtue of the fact that nobody is saying, hey, you better stop. You better cut this out. By virtue of the fact that we're not doing this, we're giving people the green light. Do you hear what I am saying? Who is going to protect him? He needs his own contingent. They won't even help Bobby Kennedy. Let me ask you something. Listen to me carefully. What would happen right now? I'm sorry to even bring this up, but let me ask: if something, God forbid, happened, if some lunatic, if somebody ended the life of President Trump now, what would happen? Stop what you're doing. Stop. Answer my question. What would happen? What would it look like? Seriously, tell me. And please, I'm very serious about this, and I need your guidance and your seriousness, and I need your focus. What would happen? Let us investigate this thought. What would happen? Would there be riots? Absolutely not. Nothing. Nothing. There would be celebration. There would be sick people laughing. There would be one awful leftist joke after another, from De Niro to Rob Reiner. Uh, the left is being crushed by virtue of what appears to be anti-Semitic talk regarding, obviously, Israel. But what would happen? What would happen? Any investigation will be whitewashed? Absolutely. Nada. Absolutely. Eye for an eye? No. War? No. Karen's got it right. Absolutely nothing. Let me say this again to you. This is how little you and I and we matter. Nothing will happen. Nothing. People will say, "Well, he got what he asked for. Chickens have come home to roost." This is what happens when you advocate anarchy. This is what happens. You did this. The chaos will be online and social media. What chaos? What does chaos in social media look like? What does it look like? What does chaos in social media or on social media look like? My friend Bob's Discount Furniture says shop everyday discounts and unbeatable deals on furniture for your whole family at Bob's Discount Furniture. Thank you, Bob. Bob, we needed that to kind of cool our jets. What would happen? There would be celebrations on the left and on the streets, guaranteed? Absolutely. Nothing would happen. Would there be an investigation? No. Look what they did to President Kennedy. Nothing happened. And he was a president. Nothing will happen. You have people who are basically this close. Listen to what I'm saying. This close to actually advocating it. They hate him with a level, with a fury, with this inane, unparalleled anger, fury. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. They're currently trying to get him in jail. They want to put him away. If there are people who could execute him under some law, they would do it. Someone says, yes, but they intentionally killed JFK. Well, what are we talking about? What do you think I'm talking about here? What do you think I'm talking about? Do you think things happen by accident? Do you think John Lennon was killed accidentally by some rogue guy, some Mark David Chapman guy? Do you think just out of nowhere? Could be, but I'm asking you, do you believe so? Do you know what he represented to this government? Do you know what a thorn in the side John Lennon was to the government? Do you think things happen? So I'm hearing this. I'm seeing levels of absolute out of control lunacy. And I'm wondering what happened in my country. How do we fix this? What do we do? What do we do? Nothing would happen. Do you think that there is any chance that the deep state, police state, intel state, shadow government ruling class are going to let Trump anywhere near the White House, irrespective of elections? Do you think? Let's just start off right. Do you think there's going to be any chance he has any chance whatsoever? Do you? You think they're going to say, "Well, we read that we counted the votes, and by God, he won." Well, that's the way that goes. Do you think so? No way in hell. Absolutely. Lionel, we know these are evil, out of control, mindless, heartless, less than humans. You know what? Here's the best part. Here's the best part. There's nothing special to them. There's nothing. There's nothing even remotely special. The people who actually hate him are fewer than you could imagine. The people who actually hate this president are de minimis, are absolutely without. There's so few. It's not even funny compared to the whole. Absolutely not. More people love him, or frankly, don't care about him. It's just a few. It's absolutely. Now, I want you to keep an eye on something, and just for the sake of argument, because you have to understand something. Going back to what I was going to initially provide was if I were to teach people at, let's say, a school, I have this class, and I have people who come to my class and I say, let me start off, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to tell you. You are going to think that I am pro-Republican no matter what I say, and I understand that. By God, I recognize that fact, and there's really nothing I can do, but I recognize that fact. But let me explain a few things to you. Number one, let me see if we can put this into perspective. And please listen carefully, please. Number one, very important. Number one, the first thing you have to figure out when you get up in the morning is what area am I going to focus on my concern? Is it local news? When I mean news, I mean not news shows, but news. Is it domestic? I mean, is it national, I should say, or is it foreign? That's it. Or maybe in your particular case, it might be spiritual, it might be something else, which is fine too. But you got to ask yourself. Let me ask you: between local, national, or foreign, what is the most important to you? Local, national, or foreign? What is it to you? What is the thing that is going to be that is the most important? What is the problem? What is it? Local, national, or foreign? Local, local. This is interesting. National. Think about this. Most important. And when you say national, I mean national, international. I mean you know what I mean. Foreign, local. Got a lot of locals here. A lot of locals. Isn't that interesting? Local is probably that which is the most apparent to you. But you know, when you go into a doctor and you say, doc, I've got this, I stepped on a thing, I stubbed my toe. Oh, look at this. Bless her heart, Linda Hazlitt. Linda, thank you so much for that beautiful super sticker. Thank you, Linda. That means a lot. I mean that sincerely. If you say, Doc, I stubbed my toe or I've got a thorn in it, it's just killing me. If the doctor says, that may very well be, and that may hurt a lot, but the thing that I'm worried about is your high blood pressure, your hypertension. But you may not be able to feel that. But this is a different story. This is really bad. Wow, this is bad. This is bad. But I don't feel that. It's my splinter. It's I stepped on something. It hurts. That's not. That's what you might see. See, sometimes with local, you see it more, you recognize it more, it bothers you more. It's up close and personal. But in the scheme of things, it's not going to destroy everything, but it drives you crazy. I have seen for the first time in New York in 30 years where I'm seeing people walking around and say, I don't know where these folks are from. This looks like a travel log. They're not doing anything wrong per se. Oh, no. Have you seen this in your town and say, what are these people doing? Where are they? Where did they come from? What are they doing? What is the purpose of this? Wow, I don't recognize this place. Who are these people? There's one thing to have a diverse foreign, we have little Korea, we have little, oh, great. And there are people, friends of mine in Minneapolis who say there's an Ethiopian community, which is wonderful. And there's, Somali, I should say Somali there, and they're there legally, and there's Somali restaurants and from Mogadishu and this, that, and that. Fine, that's okay. That's not what I'm talking about. All of a sudden, you walk around and you say, "Who are these people?" They're walking around and saying they have no place to go. These aren't, let's say, for example, Somali restaurants opening up. These aren't Somali businesses. These are a bunch of people, and I just picked Somali out of the, could be anyone. Well, that's local. But is that a problem? That's local. And you might say this might be emblematic of something, but is that a problem really? So I ask people, what is it that bothers you? I would suggest that if you handle local problems first, you will feel better about other things. If you can handle local problems first, you will feel better about other things. If I can eliminate crime in your town, eliminate it, or reduce it to levels you're thinking, wow, it will make you feel so good. You might want to tackle the next problem, which might be national. Local problems are critical. Sometimes they don't matter. Sometimes they don't. That's the most important thing. The best thing you can do when you run for office is, believe it or not, local. School board, probably more important than anything you can imagine. Remember that, where was that school board where the FBI said they were going to come and they were going to surveil and follow and track American citizens and parents. Remember that? Remember this was the FBI with Merrick Garland. Where is Merrick Garland? He went the way of Pete Booty Giggity Giggity. Just gone. Gone. What happened to these people? Where were they? Where are they? What happened? I want you to think about something very, very carefully. Very, very, very carefully, my friends. Listen to me carefully. I want you to think about something. When I return from this very, very important message from our very, very important sponsor regarding control oligarchs and those people who want to control food and control crops and food distribution, Bill Gates. Oh, God. And how do these people want to do that? Also by affecting fertilizer and oil and fossil fuels, which are critical to the notion of crops and the like. When we return from our words from preparedwithlionel.com, I want to ask you one of the best questions you will ever hear. But first, listen to this. Patriot, the world at every level and facet is in peril. Everything has changed. The Great Reset is here. Just look around you. You must become more self-reliant and sufficient and secure the future for your family. Act today with My Patriot Supply. My Patriot Supply is the country's largest preparedness company, and it's more than equipped to stock your shelf. Their best-selling 3-month emergency food kit provides delicious breakfast, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years in storage. And right now, listen carefully, it's $200 off. That's right. Get over 2,000 calories every day. Just add water and heat, then eat. Make sure every member of your family has a 3-month food kit from My Patriot Supply. Go right now to my special website at preparedwithlionel.com, preparedwithlionel.com for $200 in savings. Be sure to order by 3 p.m. for free same-day shipping. It's best to have emergency food and not need it than to need it and not have it. Take $200 off right now at preparedwithlionel.com, preparedwithlionel.com. Write this down, commit it to memory, preparedwithlionel.com. I want to ask you a very simple question. It's a beautiful question. And it's one of those questions where you say, oh, I never, you know what? That's a good question. Who disappeared? Whose absence do you notice all of a sudden? Who disappeared? I mentioned Merrick Garland. Have you heard of Katanji? Is it Jackson Brown or Brown? I don't even know. Katanji, the newest Supreme Court justice. Have you heard anything about her? Where's Jim Jordan? Where did these people go? Where did Merrick Garland go? Where do people go? They just drop out. Isn't it fascinating? What story? What story? What issue? What concern just went away? Now, by the way, who cares is a very dangerous thing to say. I know we say it sometimes because it's kind of like saying, I don't like these people, but never say, who cares? It matters. We care. A lot of people care. So who's gone? Where is the Department of Treasury? What is an issue? What happened to the derailings? What happened to Lahaina? What happened to these weird fires in Northern California? Ladies and gentlemen, what happened? Where do they go? One of the things I would teach in my class is that in our country, these stories just go away. They just go away. And nothing ever, ever, ever. Bobby K is still being vocal. Where? Where? What is he? What is he doing? Melania 2025. Okay. Where? Look at this. Uncle Lenny, Skinny Vinny said, thank you for the birthday hand farts. My pleasure. I swear, I'm looking around here. I'm thinking, I don't understand what's going on here. I live in a world where these people are amnesiacs. They don't remember anything. They don't remember anything. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. People just they don't remember. They don't recall. They don't care. They don't seem to care about anything. I've never seen anything like it. How do you even explain this anymore? How do you explain this? How does this work? How does this happen? I'm what am I what am I even bothering for? I was asked the other day, there was a political group that said, "Do you want to get together to have a quote to do you want to have a oh god, do you want to have a debate watching party?" Oh god. I don't even know what it's on. No. We're also seeing now one of the most fascinating things, which I cannot tell you enough why this is fascinating. You ready for this? Israel-Palestine. Israel, for years, nobody really cared about. Oh, there were people who cared. Yeah, there were people on the left, so to speak, and the people on the and I think there were European types who had this absolute enmity towards Israel. I mean, just brutal. But they didn't really. They weren't bad. They were just they sort of. And nobody and you heard, oh, if the Israel, okay, it's terrible. It's apartheid. I know it's apartheid. The Palestinians, I know. And you kind of knew, kind of did, and you figure, I don't know. Most Americans just said, look, I don't know anything about this. I got enough problems. I don't know. And then October the 7th happened. Do you know what happened? Do you know what happened? October the 7th was the most incredible day ever. October the 7th. What was that? What was that? And you can say, well, did Israel know about it? Should they have known about it? Whatever. That's different. It's a different suggestion. All I know is it happened. And dear God, out of nowhere, out of nowhere, it all changed. There was horror. horror observed and reacted to by virtue of what these folks did, what these horrible people did, what Hamas did, and whether you might question it either way. The stories, the allegations were just unbelievable. And I thought, and a lot of people thought, and Israel thought, and I'll bet you Bibi thought, that's it. We have finally figured a way to explain to the rest of the people how horrid and dangerous and terrible these people are. We finally did it. Not that we did it, but we are able, I should say, to explain to the world how Hamas is. And it lasted a minute. The next thing you know, it was the opposite. Israel was being attacked verbally, attacked in the news. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. And I don't mean attacked. I mean like Trump attacked. It was hatred. Hatred. To call it anti-Semitic is being mild. They hated not only Israel, but Jews, Judaism, Zionism. It's people were being assaulted just because they were Jewish. Sometimes you want to, I don't know how you know this, but some people were not walking around with any kind of particular clothing item. We in New York, we had Asian women who were attacked and beaten because we live in a world where people who are so demented, once they get the kind of the dog whistle, okay, once you are told it's okay, you can go after these people, then all hell breaks loose and they follow suit. I've seen this before. Once you start reporting that people are acting up in airplanes and people are losing their minds, once that is seen as being acceptable, all hell breaks loose. I've never seen anything like it. There is a warfare now among and against Ivy League schools, higher education to begin with. You have the richest people, Bill Ackman and other people who are just, I mean, they are pulling funding. They're going after the purse string. They're telling these folks, these Ivy League folks who thought, hey, we can pretty much say whatever we want. This is different. And others are saying tough. So there's going to be this battle among and between this internecine battle of the, dare I say, the intelligentsia, if you believe that, and others who are going to be coming at each other's throats like you cannot believe. And you've got left against left. Jews who were the left are now on the right. You have right people extending hands of cooperation with people who would have never had anything to do with some right-wing Republican person, save for the issue of Israel. It's incredible. Susan Sarandon, the darling, could do anything. She could show up. You knew she would show up and she would be belching and bleating and giving her usual lunatic versions of whatever the hell this is. And that's exactly what she would do. And then they told her, guess what, Susan? It's over. Time's up. There's an actress, I don't even know who she is. She was with Tom Cruise. Boom. Boom. And by the way, I don't know if you've heard this, but the blinds and the kind of like the entertainment dark web show that either Scientology, Miscavige, allegedly has had it with Travolta and soon to have it with Cruz, that they've had it, that there may be a big whatever. Keep an eye on that. Oh, the stories. You ready for this? Let me tell you this much. I'm not one I'm not one. I love, remember, entertainment. Entertainment is, it's not what people think. It's, how do I say this? Entertainment is not, um hang on. Entertainment is not what you think. Let's see. It is not what you think. Politics is downstream from culture. There's all of these variations of stuff. There is a story that is going on which is so beautiful. And I want you to follow this for no other reason than just following a story. And it's about this woman named Amy Robach, who was on Good Morning America, with this guy named J.T. Holmes or something. He was on, and they had apparently an affair, or were romantically involved, and they were bounced from Good Morning America. She was married to Andrew Shue. They had a deal apparently to go to someplace else, and now nobody wants them. They're like Megan, radioactive. Get away from us. Ladies, you will understand this. Watch what she is doing to create this new thing. Here's the latest. Are you ready for this? I just got to say this. You might say to yourself, what is this? I know you're going to say, I don't care. Okay. Get that out of your system. Listen to this one. They're now claiming that this JT or TJ, whatever his name is, and Amy Robach, that their ex-spouses are now dating. They're going to create a reality show that's going to make Charo and Alec Baldwin look like pikers. You do know that Alec Baldwin's wife is dying for a reality show. She can't, what do they have, like 11 kids, 12 kids, whatever it is? By God, she's going to get this. And then that damn Rust movie came along, and this is her time. This is a woman, Charo, remember this? Ilaria, who has the accent, who came up with an accent she doesn't have. That to me is it just is incredible, because today lying means nothing. But let me just explain this to you. So that's going on. Okay. The other issue is, if I told you, this is the part that kills me. The people in Hollywood who are gay and can't bring it, or can't involve themselves in saying, okay, I'm gay. You can't believe it. The names would astound you. It's the weirdest thing. You can't. Now, I'm not going to announce it, but friends of mine, they go, oh yeah, I know. We all know that. Well, what kind of a source is that? I don't think that's enough to source. And it's very sad that people being gay have to be treated like, they're some kind of a murderer. There's nothing wrong with being gay. There's nothing against the law. It's the way it goes. You can't believe it. This is how this is how vapid and intellectually void these people are. They want you to come forward. They want your kids to come forward. They want everybody, some kid in Dothan, Alabama, to come forward and say, be strong. Tell people you're gay. And then he gets his ass kicked. But these people won't do it because it'll ruin their superhero status or their He-Man status. It's unbelievable. And the number of people we're also seeing, the sexual encounters, we're seeing them in the last throes of these statutes of limitation. People are charged with things that happen from, I don't know what the hell is going on. Eric Adams and Marjorie Taylor Greene says she was manhandled during the course of this. Then Tucker Carlson's ex producer is being accused of it. Hell, everybody at Fox News. I mean, that thing just went. You can't even keep track. What's going on? Let's assume that 10% of these stories are legit. I think more. I think most of them, I don't know what that percentage represents most, but I think most of them are at least centered in something that has a truthful genesis. It might be exaggerated, but still, I don't think it's just made up. I don't think somebody says, "I got an idea." Um, I was groped by Art Carney. Yeah, that's it. I'm making this up, but no, I don't think people do this. They throw their dart at a board and come up with something. I think there's something to this. But why is there so many? Why are we so depraved? Why are we so depraved? Why? What's the matter? Why do you think it's that way? Why is it? Why are people so sexually immature? Why are people so why? Why do they do this? Why are there so many people alleging and I think involved in what appears to be the is it the way we're raised? Is it because is it women, ladies, are you seeing that men are more psychosexually demented, broken moral compass? You know, I don't know if that's it or if people are just becoming, or if they're sexual adolescents who just think I don't know. Trump himself, listen, anybody who would even get near that skank, that skeeve, uh, Dusty Saddles or whatever her name is, Stormy Daniels. And don't forget McDougal. Remember the other one? She was forgotten completely. Anybody, I mean, this is what you're after. This is the part that gets me. This is the part that I love when all of a sudden somebody who's an actor or a billionaire says, "Oh, this is your wife. You want me to believe this? What, she loves you? Is that what you're saying? Show me the NDA. Show me the agreement. Show me the agreement. She's your beard." Remember this story the other day, and I'm not saying anything. You remember Tim Scott? Remember Tim Scott? Tim Scott, he's great. Tim Scott, hey, I got a girlfriend. Who's this? It's my girlfriend. Tim, come on, man. I got a girlfriend. I got a girlfriend. All of a sudden, he's got a girlfriend. Remember that? What the hell is that all about? And then Cory Booker. Cory Booker had, oh, what was her name? Another actress type. She's my boo. Cory, please. What is the matter with us? But why do you think we're so sexually screwed up? Anybody who says, "Hey, look at me. I've got a girlfriend." Something's wrong with that. Most of the time you say, "Yeah, okay. I know that." No, no, look. See? See, I've got a girlfriend. Okay, great. No, no, we're dating. Okay. No, no. Okay, all right. What is the matter? This is the weirdest thing. There's something wrong. I don't even know where to start. I don't. I'm telling you, we are so. I mean, we can talk about something. We have elections coming up, and I don't think anybody's even. They're talking about Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis. For the love of God, ladies and gentlemen, stop for a second. You know what's just around the corner, don't you? You know it. Christmas is time for giving, and other things. Well, of course, Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and a whole a bevy of reasons to exchange gifts. But one of the best things you can do is from our dear friends at mypillow.com. Let me tell you about my great friends at mypillow.com. Mypillow.com. And by the way, use promo code Lionel. Use promo code Lionel and receive a free gift. No purchase necessary. And yes, I realize that gifts are free. It's a tautology. Get over it. Sue me. So what are we talking about? How about Giza Dream bed sheets, My Pillow 2.0, sheets, slippers, percales, towels, quilts, bedspreads, mattresses, mattress covers, mattress toppers, linens, kitchen towels, bathrobes, name it. Items to luxuriate and relax. And don't forget, Christmas is just around the corner. And yes, it makes a great stocking stuffer, and it's fine for dad or grad. Made by the greatest company from the greatest people in the greatest country. or call 800-645-4965 if you're OG, and see how quickly Mike Lindell answers the phone. 800-645-4965. But don't forget, only use promo code Lionel. That's mypillow.com. Promo code Lionel, mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. They are freaking out over Trump. They are absolutely freaking out. I think Trump is going to pour gas on this fire and this country will erupt as designed. I don't know what that means, but I kind of like it. And I want you to recognize the fact, dear friends. I want you to recognize the fact that I am praying that Trump is the nominee and that he runs and that he wins. Because I cannot take 4 more years of anything even remotely representing these people. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot take it anymore. And I know I speak for you, dear friend. I know you feel with me. You can't imagine 4 more years of, and if you think Biden's bad, Gavin Newsom, oh, I don't even know with I don't even know. The Democrats are raising more money. James Taylor, Streisand, they're going nuts. They're doing the Republicans, they have, I don't know what they're doing. They just, you know how they are. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not lose faith. Linda Hazlitt, thank you tonight for your contribution. Bob's Discount Furniture, thank you for yours. Thank you for this. But let me tell you something, my friends. This is, I don't want to say don't give up hope. I don't know what that even means anymore, but I'm telling you, these are the scariest times I think I have ever seen. And they're getting scarier, and nobody seems to do anything about them. I love you, dear friends. Thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you so much for being with me this evening. We'll see you tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Until then, remember the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.